The day of me filming this video, April 24th of 2021, will go down as an important day in internet meme history. Why? Well, because the Josh Swain fight actually happened. Don't know what I'm talking about? Well, allow me to explain. You guys are in for one hell of a story. To begin, let's go back exactly 1 year from today, April 24th of 2020. A Facebook user named Josh Swain logs in and creates a group message, adding dozens of other people also named Josh Swain, and subsequently writes this. You're probably wondering why I've gathered you all here today. One of the other Josh Swains replies, because we all share the same name? And the OG Josh says, precisely, April 24th of 2021, 12 p.m. Meet at these coordinates. We fight. Whoever wins gets to keep the name. Everyone else has to change their name. You have to prepare. Good luck. And for those curious, the coordinates listed in the message pointed to a large field just west of Lincoln, Nebraska, right off Interstate 80. Now, I think it goes without saying that this was most likely a joke. You know, the concept of challenging everybody else with your name to a battle royale fight to the death, winner keeps the name scenario. It's just absurd and ridiculous, right? Josh Swain would share a screenshot of his Josh Swain group message to Twitter later that day with the caption, "There can only be one." People thought the gag was humorous, and the tweet actually went somewhat viral. And there were many people in the replies of the tweet sort of ironically backing the idea of this Josh fight and saying that they would go to it to watch the spectacle. But it was pretty obvious that most people were taking this as a joke. And it really seemed like at the time that the Josh fight would die with this tweet. But curiously, it didn't. Now, I reckon if you guys watch this channel, you probably remember the Storm Area 51 situation from 2019, where a Facebook user created a tongue-in-cheek event post suggesting that if the internet banded together in real life, it would be possible for us to storm Area 51 because, you know, well, they couldn't stop us all. The Storm Area 51 thing was a Facebook meme that sort of took a life of its own, and this Josh Swain thing, well, it worked similarly to that and also got out of control pretty fast. With Storm Area 51 still somewhat fresh in the memory of those invested in meme culture, the Josh Swain fight seemed like another opportunity to manifest a meme into reality. So throughout 2020, you would see memes intermittently popping up referencing the Josh Swain fight across a slew of social media platforms, with users jokingly portraying what the event might look like and sort of advertising it in a roundabout way. Eventually, it would become more difficult to parse out jokes from people actually taking this seriously, and the prospect of the event actually taking place was looking like it could be possible. The hype around the event became more realized in 2021, with hundreds of people on subreddits like r Swain Bowl unironically expressing their intent to attend the Josh fight. And when April came around, the month that the fight was supposed to take place, chatter around this topic turned into a roar, and it really was looking like there was about to be a flock of people showing up to the middle of nowhere in this field in Nebraska. What did the original Josh Swain, who started this meme, have to say about this? Well, by the time April had come around, not much had been said from the original Josh, but on April 17th, a troubling post would appear on the Josh Swain Battle subreddit that would prompt a response from him. The Redditor who posted this thread had two concerns regarding the event. The first concern was that there was construction that was blocking the primary route to where these coordinates were. The second concern was that, well, these coordinates, they were on someone's private property. The post reads, scouted the location, slight problem, need immediate clarification. Elaborating on the first issue, he says, that gives us problem number one. There's a ton of construction blocking the north entrance to the road. If you're going yourself, you need to come from south of I-80. And then he elaborates on his second concern. When I got there, I pulled in, and there's a bunch of big red barns and buildings with this red brick house out front. When I rang the doorbell, after a while, this old gentleman came out to greet me. So problem number two, he had no idea what was going on and didn't even know anyone named Josh Swain. After a brief talk, I gave him some forewarning that a bunch of people might show up at his house randomly on the 24th and took my leave. Too long didn't read, we might have the wrong address. Someone needs to sort this out in less than a week or we might have a problem. The original Josh Swain was pinged in the thread and he had this to say. Hey, I'm actually the Josh Swain that created the group chat and posted the original message to my Twitter here. Thank you for bringing this up. To be totally honest, I did not intend for this to actually happen. I picked the coordinates totally at random as the geographical center of the United States. This is actually somewhat concerning. Is there any way I can contact you and maybe help mitigate this issue? I do intend to be there, however, I don't want to make it a burden on some innocent landowner nearby, and it would be helpful to have someone familiar with the area to contact. I'll PM you some of my contact info. And not long after this interaction, a makeshift sign would appear on the old man's property informing those who might show up that the event wouldn't be taking place in this lot. At this point, it appeared as if Josh was taking some actual responsibility for the event itself, almost acting as an organizer of it. After all, he knew that if he didn't rein in this madness, there could be hundreds of people showing up to some random guy's house, and who knows what kind of trouble that could get you in. So on April 20th, just 4 days before the event, Josh Swain would make a post to the Josh Swain Battle subreddit, the primary planning hub Redditors were using for the event. Rather than discouraging people from coming, he gave well thought out and clear instructions for anyone planning to attend the event. It is a lengthy post, but the too long didn't read version is that the location was changed to a public park and that there would actually be no blood sports involved. Instead, anybody named Josh Swain would be allowed to enter a rock, paper, scissors tournament, and anyone with the first name Josh would be allowed to participate in a free-for-all battle with pool noodles. He also encouraged people to bring non-perishable goods for a food drive, and started a donation fund for losers of the battle to change their name. And some of the money was going to a medical center foundation. And finally here, I would like to read off just a personal note given from him in this instruction thread. Like I said, it's not often that someone has the opportunity to have the attention and focus of a large number of people, and so I thought it would be a great idea to use this spotlight to bring word to a few worthy causes. Please consider donating to show the world how the internet can turn an exercise in absurdity into something beautiful. And with the original Josh Swain co-signing the event, it was looking like the thing was set in stone and was actually gonna happen. There were many people saying that they would be present and live stream the event for other people to watch if they couldn't come. Whatever the case, over the next 4 days, the internet would just have to wait anxiously to see if the Josh Swain fight was going to happen or if it would be a disappointing flop like the Storm Area 51 event was. April 24th, 2021. The day had come. And lo and behold, the Joshes come out in full force. Streams began to pop up. While they were in low quality thanks to Nebraska internet, it showed a mass of people at the park. It was really happening. The event began with the original Josh Swain acting as an MC and starting off the event where he rock, paper, scissors battled the only other Josh Swain that attended. And it was a tense rock, paper, scissors battle. The OG Josh Swain that started it all won the battle and retained his right to the Josh Swain namesake. Following the rock, paper, scissors battle, people with the first name Josh were permitted to duke it out in a multi-stage pool noodle battle, winner of which would get a pool noodle signed by all combatants and would be given the title of Ultimate Josh.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
After many rounds, a winner was finally decided. They call him Little Josh. The Josh to rule all Joshes, the king of them all, baby. And that really was it. 100+ people came out for about an hour or so to make internet history. OG Josh Swain kept his title as the Josh Swain, and he's definitely going down as an internet legend for accidentally pulling off what has likely been the greatest meme-inspired IRL gathering witnessed in history. From what I understand, Josh Swain was able to raise over $6,000 from the event that's going to charity, and they also got non-perishable goods to donate to food banks. I mean, at the end of the day, this is one of the most wholesomely badass things I've ever seen. There's probably going to be more high-quality footage uploaded by people at the event over the next few days, and you'll be able to get a more in-person feel for what it was like. Unfortunately, the streams that are available now when I'm making the video aren't that great, but you can still see the spectacle of it all and appreciate it for what it is. But holy shit, man, I was inspired by this and just had to hop on here and talk about it with you guys. What do you think about the Josh Swain fight? Can you even believe something like this happened? I mean, I totally was expecting this to be a fucking Storm Area 51 part 2, but nope. They blew this one out of the water. This is the gold standard for memes converting into IRL situations. Let me know what you thought about the video down below, and let me know who or what you want me to talk about next. I want to give a major shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys. Wavy Web Surf out. Peace.
Damn, son, you ain't subscribed to Wavy? Go ahead, slap like, and ring that bell.